We'll do what we can. We'll do what we can. So, how many people right now win every single listing appointment they go on? Not a lot of hands went up. How many people are closing 90? If you're going on one listing appointment a year, it doesn't count. Put your hand down. I'm not being a dick. I'm just being real, right? Like, I want to be real. If you have a 100% batting average, but it's one person and it's your grandma, that doesn't count. I want to know about how many people are converting people they don't know that they just met. And the reason why is because that's where all the money is. The money is not with your friend that you've known for 10 years. The money is where, right? The money is here. Okay? Because there's nothing more than drives me crazier. Well, there's a lot of things that drive me crazy. One is when your guys' voicemail say, hey, you reach Vikram, I'm out with the clients, or I'm showing homes. I'm like, it's 9:45 at night. No, you're not. But another pet peeve is like, I'm never too busy for your referrals. What if your kid broke their knee and they needed like multiple surgeries because they got into a crazy biking accident? You're probably too busy, right? Like, this is stupid shit that the industry teaches us. So don't do that. It's like pet peeve. Marry the home, date the rate, some bullshit like that. I don't even know what this stuff is. Okay, these are the people you know, right? People you know. You don't know. Which one's bigger? Which one's bigger? Know or don't know?
Don't know.
Huh. Then why do we only focus here? Do you see how this is already a recipe for disaster? So what do we need to do? We need to focus where?
Don't know.
Why don't we focus on people we don't know? Why is this not our focus?
Don't know what to say.
Don't
It's
know
hard.
what to say. It's hard, right? Oh, I just spilled hot water on me. That's going to leave a mark. We want to stay in our comfort zone, right? We're too worried about our CRMs. Oh, I got to build out the thing to say to somebody that so I don't have to talk to them. How many of you guys have spent way too much time trying to figure out what the fuck to say in the back end of your CRM so that you could feel busy instead of being productive? Just pick up the damn phone. Thank you, Ollie, for being the only honest one here who is in college right now. This is a stud right here. Like, bro, Ollie, you know what? Because you're a stud and you show up to everything. Cody, hook him up with 3 months in Trish 3.0. 3 months in Trish 3.0.
What?
Free. And a ticket if you can make it to Fort Lauderdale on me. Because he's a fucking stud.
Thank you so much.
Right? Dude, I got you, bro. He's in the CRM. Free ticket to Fort Lauderdale. All the shit, like all of it in 3 months into Trish 3.0.
Yeah, I'll reach out after Ollie.
Yeah, because he shows up to everything and he studies and he does the hard work. And he's how old? 19, 20, 21?
20.
20?
Yeah.
The fact that
just turned 20.
The fact that happy birthday. The fact that I know who he is and I don't know some of our clients shows you that he puts in more work than some of our own clients that pay, but they don't pay attention and show up. Which is crazy to me because last time I checked, most realtors were not balling off the charts as much as they wanted to. And so we focus on the wrong thing. Too many of us are focused on the wrong things. Cody, when we met, did I have a CRM that worked?
No.
Did I have a website?
No.
Did I have any type of decent technology other than like some automations that would allow people to sign up with us?
The one I gave you.
And who built it?
I did.
And how basic was it?
Really basic.
How much money did we do last year as a solo person traveling the world? Not you, just me by myself with Louisa. Poor Louisa. Oh God! Everybody give a round of applause to Louisa. Poor thing had to deal with me. Oh God, poor Louisa. How much business did I do last year solo?
You'd have to tell me. I don't know off the top of my head.
It was a
It
lot.
was like close to 4, 5.
It was just under $500,000. I don't say that to impress you guys. I'm not selling $1,000 commissions. This is one sale at a time, one presentation at a time. This is one-to-one, just like I asked you to do, sitting down over Zoom, right? The exact same thing that I ask, I do with you. Some of you guys went multiple calls with me. Did you not? Some of you guys went 3 calls with me. You got lucky because normally after 2 calls, I'm just like, poof, be gone. I don't got time to keep chasing. I got too much shit going on because we run how many hours of training every week? 14, 12? Again, I share this with you because I'm going through the same thing you are. I'm just farther ahead than you are. Your ability to present and communicate is one of the most important things you can ever do. Some of us think that we need to upgrade our iPhones. I just upgraded my computer's technology, right? Who has a Mac that just in the last 3 days had a system update? You got to put your password in. Yeah, we all did because we all run Macs because marketing is done by Apple better than any other company in the world. Apple's a marketing company, better at marketing. Their phones are actually worse than the Android that I'm on TikTok with right now. I prefer my Android over my iPhone, but this is a better marketing. So I got Mac everything. Your ability to present and communicate is the most important thing you can do. And we take it for granted. And then when we don't win, we say, well, they were unrealistic sellers. No, they're not unrealistic. They're very realistic. They're realistic because that's the biggest investment of their life. And they don't want to just give it to anybody. And so I'm going to teach you guys how to win. Did you guys like the buyer presentation? Was that fun?
Yeah.
14 minutes. You could do a buyer
Sure.
presentation on the hood of a car in 14 minutes if you actually studied for 5 hours. If you just studied module 4 for 5 hours, you could learn how to do an entire buyer consultation with no presentation, with nothing except for your mouth and a couple of proof pieces. Cody likes using decks when he sells. I hate using decks when I sell. Why? Because the minute you introduce a deck, it takes the focus away from the prospect and you, and it puts it onto an exterior third-party thing. And the emotion drops. I'm all about the emotion. If you guys haven't noticed, Cody and I have a very different communication style. One's not better, one's not worse. They're just different.
Yeah.
And so if you guys notice, everybody has their own style to communicate. There's nothing good or nothing bad, but you have to learn the psychology behind what we say and do so that you can own your own communication style. And when you do that, right, you can wear a cowboy hat and still have a badass time. It becomes your signature, right? When you have a signature, people know you by your signature, right? Y'all know I'm not wearing shoes right now. It's a signature. Y'all know that I'm standing on nails too. It's a signature. Why? Because I want to be memorable. Y'all will remember the backdrops, right? It's attention to detail. It's the things that make you who you are that matter if you want to get into the luxury price point. Because people are out there researching you. What I love about Rambo is he's authentic with his headband no matter where he goes. It's just always fucking there. I'm just like, bro, do you sleep with this thing? Do you have sex with this thing? Like you like catch the sweat with it? Like what's going on? Like I want to know. I'm so curious about the headband. And that curiosity cry, what does that create? The ability to have a conversation. Rambo, off mute. Do you wear that to listing appointments?
None of my clients saw me without it so far.
I love it. I love it. If you guys ask any of my old clients, they'd be like, Vic's team was the best dressed team in town. Every single one of them, when they closed their first sale, they got Nordstrom's gift cards. They went with me to Nordstrom's. And just like Ollie, who just got hooked up for free, right? They went there and I grabbed the scissors, like the shears that you do like the alterations with. I cut their tie. I was like a boiler room, dude. Cut their tie and stacked them with 3 shirts, 3 ties, socks, and a brand new suit, and they got fitted in it when they closed their first deal on their own. The ladies I just gave money to because I didn't know, I'm not cutting their clothes. Like that would be creepy. They just got money and, it's like, here you go. Go buy yourself some cool shit. Ford related, please. Because we were the best dressed people everywhere we went. Why? It was our staple. What is your staple? Who are you? What is your brand so that when you show up, you win? Because I don't want to show up and have to fight. I want to show up and win in 7 minutes. So can I share with you guys how we win in the first 7 minutes and how we could do 17-minute listing presentations, just like the buyer presentation that crushed everybody. And we could stop focusing on the people we know and start focusing on the people we don't know because we have confidence, we have clarity, and we have a process that wins. I need some action here from you guys because if you're dead, I'm going to die because like I'm literally on fumes right now. My coffee ran out hours ago. I got one person. Okay, well, I guess we're going to end this one early since we went long yesterday. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they want it, Cody. What do you think?
Oh, they woke up.
I really will cancel you. I really can just cancel. I'm done. I'm okay with it. All right, let's go. Let's go. Only because Catherine said love. Only because everybody should give Catherine a round of applause because she used the word love. Guys, if you don't do anything, take a picture of the slide and put it on your home screen of your phone. So that reminds you that conversion doesn't happen in conversation. That is average age. Please don't tell Sharon I said that. Oh my God, please don't tell Sharon I said that. But that is an average agent, old school bullshit. Conversion happens in great conversation. I'm going to give you guys the goal. Cody and I live in Medellin, Colombia. Cody and I live somewhere far away. You don't need to know where. Don't come and visit us. Especially don't move here. You can visit, but don't move here. We don't need any more gringos. Everywhere you go, even in Colombia, you know how many people I've talked to that said they're the #1 realtor in the area? Michelle, she's in Costa Rica. Billboards, Remax, number one. Everybody's #1. You guys, we are the #2 training company out there, just so you know. I don't know who's #1. We're working hard to get there, but we are currently #2. We strive to one day to be #1, but I will not self-proclaim. I think ours is better than everybody else's. That's a whole nother story. I won't say we're #1 because everybody says that. And some of you guys say that too right now. If you do, stop it, please. But look at all this shit. ChatGPT, from this, it's clear that many realtors think they are the shit. I mean, they think that marketing is all about self-promotion, right? They think that this is what creates a successful, trustworthy, and competent. But rather than focusing on connecting with clients on a deeper level or showcasing the unique value they bring into the home buying or selling process. This ChatGPT, after it reviewed this, basically said we are self-absorbed humans. Me, I. Remember from those who were here yesterday, Sharon said that the CEO, I actually know who Sharon was talking about, Cody. I'll tell you later. I actually know who he was talking about. It's super funny. But remember when Sharon was saying yesterday, the CEO said, I have 13,000 listings. And Sharon says, I didn't even know you're licensed. And the CEO, he said, well, no, it's my company. He's like, I didn't know you owned a company. It's like publicly traded. You work for a company. You didn't start it, you don't own it, and you can get fired just like me at any time. But do you see how if that's the ethos of the leader, that's going to be the ethos of the community? When agents focus too much on talking about themselves, prospects often think profits. You get the point. What's in it for me? They sound self-centered. Can they actually help me? Do they care about me? Now, some of you guys say that you're in it for your clients. ChatGPT says you're not. This is ChatGPT. Look, it's not me. It's a little thing up in the corner. Look, ChatGPT 4.0. It's not me saying this. Is this how you want to be portrayed when you're sitting in front of somebody for a listing? Yes or yes? Happy birthday, Shay. Everybody say happy birthday to Shay. So here you guys go. You went in 7 minutes. We needed a little color because I knew you guys would be sleepy by this point. Isn't it crazy we go no breaks? I should see Tony Robbins. I'm going to teach you guys how to win at the door. I'm going to teach you guys how to create trust. I'm going to teach you guys how to talk about contracts and power players. I'm going to show you an overwhelming amount of proof. And then I'm going to show you guys how we talk about strategy and not pricing. Because if we talk about pricing before we talk about pricing strategy, we lose. Cool? Are you ready? You don't go, oh, did I not show you guys the slide? Did you guys see this right here? Here, take a picture of this. Take a picture of this. Take a picture. 3, 2, 1. You guys should post this. Tag me on Instagram, Coach Vikram Deal, bottom left-hand corner. Just saying, I like followers. I want to be like Jan one day and be cool. How many people start their listing their listing with a home tour? How many people start their listing with a home tour? Okay, stop doing it. Stop doing it. If they don't hire you, what do you care about their house? Remember, nice, not necessary. Wait, necessary, not nice. Going on a home tour is nice. It's not necessary. I've listed lots of homes that I've never seen before. Why? Because the process outweighs the tour. My process that I can deliver outweighs the tour that I need to go on their stupid house of. Because when they walk through their house, what happens? It takes 20 minutes. They don't shut up. You're looking at the back of their head. They're concerned about the fact that there's dirty drawers on the bathroom floor, toothpaste in the sink, dishes in the kitchen. They're mentally also telling you about all the upgrades they've done. Oh, we upgraded the carpet 7 years ago. We did the roof 14 years ago. What are they building inside of their head? What are they building inside of their head? Starts with the V, ends with an E. Value. At the end of the tour, there's only one question that you can possibly be asked, and it's, so what do you think? Is that not the question you get after your tour? So what do you think? Also, what does every other agent do in the marketplace? They start with the what? Tour. So if you start the presentation like everybody else, and then you're telling them how different you are, and you follow the same traditional strategy that most listings do, are you any different than anybody else? So then it can only come down to 3 things. 1, do they like you more than the other person? 2, do they think that your commission is going to be better than the other person? 3, did you lie to them about the pricing? And say something like, well, I can get you more money than anybody else. And you buy the listing. And here's what I would say. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm sure you're out there interviewing other people. Oops. I'm sure you're out there interviewing other people. If an agent ever says to you, I can get you more money than anybody else, guaranteed, ask them to put that in writing, because if the house doesn't sell for what they guarantee, ask them if they're willing to make up the difference for the property. Because a lot of agents will do this thing called buying the listing. And what happens is it hurts you, the seller, because what they're saying is something you want to hear, because who doesn't want to hear that you can get more money for their home? So is it okay if I just be completely honest with you the whole time and tell you what the data says, the market dynamics? Is it cool if I do that with you? Because to me, my reputation is not really worth one deal. My reputation is based off of helping people with the honest truth. So if an agent ever says that to you, like, can I just tell you, like, they're probably doing this thing in the industry called buying the listing, and they're gonna probably hit you with some like price reduction conversations in about 30 days when the house doesn't sell. And what you do is you're calling everything out. You're calling everything out that average agents do. But you're doing it in a nice way because you're doing it early enough, because the minute you start talking about compensation, you start talking about price commitments, now you're in the sale. Prior to that, you're in discovery, and you can have a lot of conversation in discovery. But when you're in the sales, now you can't have discovery. That you can't go backwards at that point because now you're selling them. But prior to that, you guys are just having conversation, right? You got to get into the psychology and the mindset of what people are thinking and when they're thinking about it during the process. Okay? So the first thing we do is we do strategy first, tour second. Okay? Strategy first, tour second. So when you knock on the door, you take off your shoes. I would always take off my shoes because shoes are gross and dirty. Plus, I wear great socks, and it's a conversation starter. Or I wear ankle socks. It's a conversation starter. Because they're like, damn, this dude's put together. I want them to know that everything I do is choreographed for a reason. Nothing I do when I walk into the listing is half-ass. Again, this wall right here was a pain in the ass to build, but is it not sick? The lighting, the flowers, the plants, right? Even the little Buddha statue that you can't see behind here, the flowers, the way it all is laid out is done perfectly for a reason. Because it captures emotion and it makes you guys say, wow, this dude's put together. We should listen to him. Because your brain's like, that's a super sick background. So when you're on Zoom with people, be in a nice area and don't have your cameras blurred. Because it feels like we're hiding something. So if you're doing a lot of Zoom stuff with people, craft a better background. All right. So when you walk into the door, you're going to say this to the seller. Hey, Mr. Seller, nice to meet you. All right. Blah, blah, blah. A couple of your niceties, right? Because that would be weird not to. And they're going to say, hey, so where should we start? That's a great question. I know that most people like to start with the tour, but I actually like to start with the strategy first. So is it cool if we just grab a seat and talk strategy first? And then at the end of that, I can take a tour based off of your goals and your timeline. And they're going to look at you like you just kicked them in the shins. They're going to look at you like you smacked them with the wet towel. They're going to be shocked, right? Jan just did this with one of his clients, and they signed with him day one. And he's like, bro, they had interviewed 9 other agents. Okay, they interviewed 9 other agents. They had a stack of listing presentations. They had water and popcorn in the living room like they were going to a movie. Not
so true.
It's true, right, Jen? Am I lying?
So true. So true. There's popcorn, chips, like chocolate, and like soda in the living room. I was like, can we actually just go in the dining room? And we had to move plates and things out of the way.
So like their dining room was set up, and Jan just picked up all their shit and moved it to the other end of the table like a boss. Because you need space. And when you take up space and you dictate process, people listen because we're trained to. And this was a 1.3. How much was this house, Jen?
Oh, no, it wasn't crazy. It was like 700.
Oh, it's only 700,000. Sorry. I'm so sorry. It's only $20,000 commission check.
Please don't disrespect me. Rambo, can you take care of him?
Please. So he walked in like he owned the house. Okay, so the first thing you do is you start with a strategy session, not a tour. Can we all write strategy first? Shay, do you think that I would put fake shit in my office? Shay, do you think I would put fake shit in my office?
I don't like to assume, so that's why I
Look at
prefer to
these.
ask.
Look at these orchids. These are
Yeah.
real orchids. It's a real vase with real water. These are real. Look, it's growing right here. It's growing.
Yeah, the
Look.
green ones are really good to purify the air
Of
in the
course,
room.
you guys, it's all production. And behind this wall, you don't see it, but I wrote all sorts of messages behind the wall, all sorts of intentions. Right? Like if you guys follow me on Instagram, there's all sorts of intentions. And I prayed and I meditated before I finished the wall. Because it's not about the wall, it's about the intention behind why we do everything we do. I'm just here to serve. Love it or leave it, I'm here to serve. That's why I'm on this planet. Otherwise, I should be dead by now. Trust me, I've tried. We are here to serve. You are not here to serve yourself. Serving yourself is done by service of others. That's why you put in the work. That's why you're here. You're not here to learn. You're here to take away something that you can implement. I don't need you to learn anything else. You guys have learned too much. All right. So the first thing we do, right? Strategy first. You've already controlled the narrative. You've already controlled the narrative. Okay. I see a couple of strategies. That's crazy. I only see a couple of strategies in here. A lot of you guys are not. Wes, you just need to join Triz, bro. Like the problem is you're trying to figure it out on your own. All right. Like you just need to join Triz. Like this took me 10 years and a lot of headaches and Sharon to put together. Now the second thing we do, right? You don't have to, but if you're struggling, like it's just easier to just pay for it. You know, like it's just easier to pay for it. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you what I've done. I paid Sharon 30 grand. Okay. That's why me and Sharon are good friends, because he likes people that do what they say. Where did my screen go? Okay, now we're going to open with trust. Okay, are we back? Are we back? We back? We got the screen back. Can you guys see the screen? I need somebody
You're
to
good.
give me a thumbs up. Okay, I lost the Zoom now. So now we have to open the conversation up, and we have to open up with trust. Okay, do you think we're already a little bit more in the trust base opener right now? So now what we do is, hey guys, is it cool if we just go ahead and get started? Is it cool if we just go ahead and jump right into it? Because that's respectful of their time. It's respectful of their time. Hey, is it cool if we just go ahead and get started? And they're going to be like, absolutely. Because what do most agents do? They talk about a lot of fluff. Average agents talk about fluff. Top agents are busy. They know that they have another appointment lined up. Molly, are you back to back all day long? I'm going to assume that you said yes, because I figure your calendar's pretty busy and you fell asleep on your couch the other day in the office. You're still on mute, Molly. We're just going to assume it's a yes. Like, Sandra Lucas, I don't know if Sandra's still in here, but I assume she's here and she's busy, right?
Don't tell people I slept on my couch that day.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was a lie.
I was tired.
I like to start every conversation the same way. Hey, it looks like we booked in some time to discuss your car warranty and getting some solar panels on your home. Because you might not be aware, right? Your car warranty is expiring in 30 days. And I smile and they chuckle. And they're like, yeah. No, we're not. We're here to talk about our house. They set the frame. What are we here to talk about? Their house. The possible sale of their home. I just let them set the frame, you guys. They just set the frame themselves. You see how I just ask a funny question? Like, no, Vic, ha. We're definitely not here to talk about our car insurance. I'm like, okay, so we're here to talk about possibly helping you guys move to the next chapter of your life by selling your home. Do you see how I link those two things together? Move to the next chapter, which I'm going to figure out right now, by selling your home. Yes, cool. We're in the right spot. Let's get to work. Okay, so if it's all right with you, let's go ahead and get started. They go, yes. So what was it about, right? Let's say it's a flyer that they saw from Jan, right? So, hey, what was it about my postcard that made you want to reach out to me and have this longer conversation today? Do you guys notice how I'm just kind of like a repetitive monkey asking the same question in all of the different situations? Cody's like, bro, I hear this shit every day. It's the same thing we do in our world. Hey, what was it that made you want to have this longer conversation? So I was curious when we met at the open house and we were talking, what was it about our conversation that made you want to book in this strategy session today about possibly moving? I don't like to use the word selling. Selling creates resistance. I like to use the word moving. Moving creates what? Excitement. Excitement to the next chapter. Nobody wants to sell. Selling's like going to TSA. Now, I particularly am a weirdo. I kind of like going to TSA, especially when they give you those free back massages. They get all up into your like inner thighs and stuff. I'm like a little bit more pressure right there. Oh, that's right. The psoas, the back. I'm just a weirdo. But does anybody here love standing in the line at TSA? Anybody think that like having to go through their entire 12 years of living in a house and all their memories is going to be an enjoyable thing for somebody, even though they're excited about their next step possibly, right? Depending on what their next step is. If their next step isn't as exciting because it was a death in the family, there was a health issue, right? Do you think that somebody who's been living on their own is excited about downsizing because they have to, not because they want to? Probably not, right? One of the houses we sold, I met the people in the summertime. They didn't want to sell until after Christmas. And the wife, the husband had died 2 years ago. They had this gorgeous backyard in Bellevue, and she loved her garden. And she says, but we do this big Christmas every year. And I don't want to take pictures with all my Christmas decorations because they're really personal to me and my husband. I said, well, why don't we do this? And I started creating a game plan with her. Why don't we take pictures now, do all the video now, and then in the wintertime, when all the houses are covered in snow or cold and gray Seattle skies, we're going to have beautiful custom photography of when the house is in its full bloom. And then you'll get the pictures so that you can remember what the house is like as well. And I'll make you a cool picture book. And she's like, oh my God, that sounds awesome. Joey, that's so creepy that I can see myself in your screen, but I fucking love it. Attention to detail, you guys. Attention to detail. Pay attention to everything, not just one thing. Your ability to pay attention to multiple things at one time will allow you guys to have far better conversations. So now they tell me why. The next thing we do is we need to build the gap. Okay, so before we talk about strategy, kind of like the average search and show agent kind of strategy, I guess like help me out. I wanted to learn a little bit more about like kind of what it is that you guys, right? Like I just kind of wanted to know like what it is that you guys are looking to do. Like kind of want to figure out like what are we doing here, right? Like what are we doing here? Like why are we thinking about possibly doing something, right? And they're going to start telling you something. Do you think we should double click and probe and clarify on what they start telling us? Why do we start going into the emotion before we go into the strategy? Anybody?
Builds the gap.
Builds the gap. And what does the gap create?
Get them to open.
Gap creates motivation because they start thinking now about what they don't have and what they want. All right. So now we've hit them with a killer opener. We're already at the door. We've now got to the table. We've started the conversation. We're 37 seconds in, and we're asking them their pain points. and we're less than 2 minutes into the conversation. How much information do you think you capture by minute 15 versus the average agent who's still taking the tour?
Tons.
Who said that?
Me.
Markowitz, right?
Yep.
Why do we capture? Why do we have so much more information here?
Because you're sitting down with them face to face during a tour. You're not face to face. You're looking at the back of the seller's head. You're not in communication. You're not in flow. And then you've now just spent 15 to 20 minutes touring the house, maybe even 30 minutes if the seller wants to talk about a part of the house that they're so proud of. That means nothing.
You know what's really funny, you guys? The front of the buyer script and the front of the seller script are the exact almost same. And I was literally reading this buyer script just now. And I'm like, oh, that seems weird. And I was like, oh shit, I'm in the wrong script. I've tried to make it easy because I'm not super smart. So I don't want to remember a bunch of shit. So you guys, module 4 and module 5, there's a lot of overlay. So now we're going to hit them with the top secret package. So part of winning before you show up is having a top secret package. Excuse me, you guys. The top secret package, right, it has 3 components. What are the components, you guys? Top secret package. You should drop this off prior to showing up. What's inside of it? Nobody knows? I'm going to give you guys the right order to put them in. Number 1 is tax records. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. Number 1 is tax records. That goes on the top. Okay? Because the person who talks about money first wins. The reason we use the tax records is for 2 reasons. 1 is for fact checking. Cody, is everything okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. 1 is for fact checking. You look nervous over there. 1 is for fact checking, and 2 is to show them their purchase price. And 3 is if we need to check like loan stuff, right? But it's really for fact checking. But the real reason is the person who talks about money first wins. So, hey, let's talk about how much you bought the house for. Wow, you guys bought the house for $500,000 back in 2019? Yeah. Did you guys think it was a lot of money back then? We did. I want them to admit that they thought it was a lot of money back then, because what's the next house they're going to buy? You think it's going to be cheap? Oh, it's going to be a hell of a lot more expensive. All right, so then you go into fact checking, right? You can go through that relatively quickly. And then you can go, can you owe approximately $600K on the house? That's just important for us to know what your loan is so that we can make sure the net sheet that your proceeds are correct. No, we actually owe $350 now. The fact that they give you this means that they're starting to trust you. That's why we talk about money, because nobody wants to talk about money with people they don't trust. Second thing is we're going to have some calendar stuff in there, right? So I have anywhere from 3 to 6 blank calendar pages, because this allows us to build the follow-up as necessary. This is what we call our game plan, or our action items, because I'm not going to leave it to chance. Remember, Sharon said you should have an email drafted when you meet the person so that when you, right? So that this is called good follow-up, okay? So a few things that we want to account for when building timelines are things like repairs, right? Decluttering. Do we need to buy first? Is that a possibility, or do we need to sell first, right? We need to talk about staging and design, right? So I'm already starting to talk about things that I do better, right? We're starting to talk about buffers, right? Do you guys see how we're already laying out processes of what it takes to get inside of the home, right? So ideally, what we would need from you is, what is your ideal move date, so we can reverse engineer. Holy shit, that sounds fucking awesome. I want to have a reverse engineered plan. Anybody else want their agent to reverse engineer some cool stuff with them? Just the fact that you use the word engineering in your presentation puts you into a whole nother category. And we're in the minute 6 now. And they also told you what? What did they tell you right here? So we need highlighters. Oh, we need highlighters. They gave you their ideal move date. So now you know what? When they want to do what? They want to move.
Timeline.
Holy crap! And we never once used the word timeline. So ideally, when would you like to have this all done by? So you guys can be in your new house so that you can be X, Y, and Z. You guys don't need to study module 5, but I'm telling you, if you do, you win in 14 minutes. What's the third thing we put in here?
Agreements and power players.
So now we have the 3 agreements that govern every single real estate transaction. One is the listing, one is the buyers, and one is the purchase and sale agreement. You've already covered more ground than any of the other average Joes that walk through that door. We've built a gap. We've talked about stuff that they've never heard about. We've got their emotions. We got their ideal move date. We've already shown process. We've already shown skill. In 17 minutes, they're still on a tour with your other agent, and you got their ideal move out date or the day they want to be in their new place for XYZ reasons. Holy crap, is that not wild? Anybody here getting what I'm putting out? Roddy, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, Roddy. It really doesn't matter.
Yes.
You can, you can't. You can try it either way. It really doesn't matter. The fact that you have it there is just crushing. I like a pencil, you guys. I like to bring a pencil everywhere I go because I like to write things in and then erase it because I want to show them that we're not rigid. It's a mental game, you guys. I want to show them that things we write in here are not rigid right now, and we can change things based off of timelines and based off of their goals. So then we have what's called the 2 truths question. Okay, are you guys cool if I stop now and just not finish? Are you
No
guys-
way.
Okay.
No.
Can you guys just? I'm probably gonna need.
Keep going.
I'm probably gonna need a couple of Venmos then. I'd give you guys my phone number, but then you're gonna start calling me, and I don't need that in my life. So you guys want me to continue?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, Cody, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna ask them what's called a 2 truths question. I got this from Jeremy Miner. Hey, it sounds like you guys have a great home. Is there anything you guys would change about the home or the property if you could? Right. So if I didn't get a good enough gap at the top, I'm gonna ask them what's called a 2 truths question. Right? And then they're going to tell you a little bit more about what they're looking for in their next property. Or they're going to tell you about what they love in their current property. Okay? So where are we at right here, you guys? We got trust. We already won at the door. We've already won with the contracts and power player, the agreements. Right? Now we're at contracts and power players, right? So now we have to bring those 3 agreements to life. Do you guys think you really need to talk about yourself a lot in this presentation? Like, do you guys think that you really do you really even need to bring up do you even think they care about your name? Like, holy shit, who is this person? Where did they come from? You're welcome, Shay. Real estate is a game of contracts and power players, or agreements and power players. Can I show you how we navigate them? Right? That's your transition. Here's your frame. There's 3 major agreements that govern every real estate transaction. Is it cool if I walk you through them? Right? I'm going to use the word, is it cool if I walk you through them? Some of you guys are a little bit more formal. I'm super chill. Right? So the seller hires me, or the seller hires a listing agent for representation. Buyer hires a buyer's agent for representation. And it's all put together by what we call the listing, right? It's all put together, right? With what we call the list,
Purchase agreement.
The purchase agreement, and thank you, and that's represented by a third party neutral, like escrow or title, right? And you show them all three of these things, right? So the listing agreement's how you put me, or if you want to be a little bit more neutral, the listing appointment, the listing agreement, right? This is how you put me to work for you, or this is how you put your agent to work for you. Depends on how like assumptive you want to be, right? It's your choice. Here's how a copy of the buyer's agreement, and here's how the purchase and sale agreement works. In essence, you can think of this as the offer. Now, some people like to fill the offer out at the top, or you can fill it out at the bottom, right? But I'm going to explain a couple of the big components of the listing agreement pretty quickly because I want to get through because I want to get to the overwhelming proof, right? So can I show you guys overwhelming proof right now? Can I just show you guys some overwhelming proof? So here's the three agreements. All right.
All right. So Cutco Super Shears. Here we
Cutco
go. So
Super
we've got
Shears. Here we
penny.
go.
We've got nickel,
Nickel, penny,
quarter,
quarter,
dime.
dime.
1967.
1967.
Here we go.
You know why he's cutting the 1967? Because it's got more copper. It's harder to cut. The older they are, the harder they are to cut. So he's doing what right here? He's demonstrating what? Proof.
How to cut your finger.
No, he's cutting. Guys, proof. I sold millions of these things. Proof. All right? That's why they're $167. If they were cheap, you wouldn't need to do this, but they're expensive. So you have to do what?
There.
You have to demonstrate an uncontrollable, crazy amount of proof.
Proof of promise.
Proof over promise. So this was this listing picture that I had. This was an expired listing listed at 4.2 million. It was on the market for over 600 days collectively. If you actually take all the days over all the years, it's like 700 years or 700 days, like 3 years in total. And it was listed with, I think, 5 or 6 of the best agents in town. Terry Foster, like all the big dogs. We listed it, we took it over, and we sold it in 14 or 20 or 17 days for like 3.9 million. The house was the weirdest house ever because the owner lived literally like where that big green tree is. The owner lived there. And this is the story I'm telling them. And this is the start of our listing presentation. But how sick is that picture? It's not Photoshop. That's the real skylight, right? How sick is that picture? All the lights are on. It already shows what? Your shit's awesome. Proof over promise. Again, thank you, Molly, for sharing. Listed at 305, sold for 341. What I would put here, Molly, again, is I'm always going to put the percentage over.
I keep forgetting.
I know. Write it down. Percentage over. 48 hours on the market, 12 offers. Right? Challenges, right? Results, right? 36 over asking. It's 10%. It's actually 11, 12. It's 12% over list price. That's insane. Right? Here's what's happened, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you got a couple spacing issues, or maybe it was when I put it into Canva. Under
I'll check.
Yeah, under
Mine's are in
strategy.
PDF now. I'll check it. I think I sent you the Canva for that one.
Okay, so you guys, September, real quick, you guys, if you want to join us inside of Triz, right, and learn more, Cody, drop a link for people. Like, if you guys want to learn more about what we're doing and why our clients are crushing it, right, and why they're here, like, they don't have to be, drop a link for them, Cody. Let them know. Proof. Look at Jan's letter. He sends this letter out. Hey, my neighbors are excited to be going on the market this week. Want to spend a neighborhood invite. Scan here for more details. QR code. Why? Because we want to capture information. When you go to a listing appointment, you guys, nobody wants their home to be marketed. They want their home to be sold. So, hey, I did a little bit of what we call early access, right? Early access is we send out an email on your behalf to our database. Here's 7 people that already responded that they are interested in getting more information if you guys decide you want to move from your house. This is a reverse engineered case study of a property that I sold in Bellevue. It was literally on a cliff. It was listed with the top agent for 180 days. They fired the agent. I went in. I tell them what I did. We staged the home. We designed the house. We had an inspector come out that made sure that the house wasn't going to fall because the stilts were super thin, right? There was cracks in the ceiling. We had it fixed. The previous agent didn't do that. Attention to detail, right? Your attention to detail matters if you want to list $1.6 million properties. And this was back in 2014 when 1.6 wasn't like, a box of Cheerios. People want proof. They want to see it, right? So you reverse engineer your case study, right? Do you see how right here, we're 12 minutes in, we know exactly what they're doing. We've showed them a ton of proof on our marketing. So my clients decided to go with with event-based pricing. Event-based pricing is where we price the house slightly under, and then I'm going to do the same writing thing that I did earlier. I'm going to do the same writing thing earlier. I'm going to write out, remember how I showed you guys how we write out everything, right? We write out the square footage. We write out the price range. Misty, if you're new and you don't have the proof, work with somebody who does. I've partnered with a lot of agents who had a lot of experience and I learned from them. No harm, no foul. You go out and get the deal, pay them to learn. Pay them for their credibility. Pay them for their ability to do this stuff with, right? But right? That's what you do. It's a lot of ego in this industry. I don't want to do that. That's cool. Like, that's what I did. I gave Terry Foster hundreds of thousands of dollars to work with her. And then she let me set her open houses. My best clients, my biggest ones came from her because she knew that I was trustworthy. And she let me do the presentations, even though she just sat there quietly. She's like, "You're good at this shit, Vic. I don't want to talk. I don't like talking. I'm like Cody. I don't like talking." She's like, "I talk all damn day." She's like, "You're good. If they want to talk, I'll jump in at the end." She's like, "Have fun with it." She's like, "I got your back." Wasn't on her team. Never wanted to be on her team. But I was doing a couple million. She was doing 300 million. Do you think I was credible having her with me? So you have to be able to show people the different facts. And you say, so we went with an event-based pricing model, and the event-based pricing model allows us to get more activity, which is what drives the price up. Do you want more activity or less activity? I want more activity. Why would you want more activity? X, Y, and Z reason. Okay, so like there's 3 pricing strategies, but let me keep going and then we'll get to that at the end. Cool. Right? So you see how we're using the proof piece to talk about what our process is. Is this helpful, you guys? Again, Jan showing how he's matched 105 people in his database. More success stories. So here you layer in what? Your proof pieces. Sold in 3 days, sold in 1 day, sold in 2 days. By the way, everything on this page was an expired listing. All of these are $1+ million expired listings. You know how you get into a higher price point? You call people with more money that couldn't sell their house at one point. You don't have to, but I'd rather sell $1 million house than 3 $400,000 houses. It's cheaper, so it's more profitable, and it's less work. I do, Sherry. More success stories. Oh, that house was listed for 468 days cumulatively with 3 other agents. We sold it in 11, cash sale for 3.625. The buyer was Chinese, and the video was a huge factor in the sale, along with the relationship that we built with the other agent and the buyer that sealed the deal. I met the buyer at the open house. I sold her on the house. Now we're showing how we got this dramatic Go Arcs contemporary listed under $2 million in Curb, Seattle, which is super huge. Now I'm showing professional photography, the same house earlier, but which photos look better, A or B? I asked them, which is better, A or B? They say B. We got this home staged in 7 days from the time that the seller decided they wanted to sell it with us. Can I share with you how we did it and how our vendor relationships work? Yes. Awesome. So now we're showing that we have the ability to go fast. Again, more photos. Because everybody starts with the photo. So if your photos suck and your angles suck, you don't get visibility on your property. Can I share with you guys some videos? I hate the music. It's kind of like how you guys hated my music, so I'm not turning it down. This is an expired listing. 4.2 million. Custom home. Very difficult. I got fired from it. Didn't sell. But I got a lot of business from it. And I got a cool ass video that I used 92,000 other times. Oh my God, there's people in this. This video cost $14,000. We have 4 actors. We have 2 different cameras set up. Yes, there's a real flower shed. Cost 14 grand. It's called a red camera back in the day. Oh, this little girl's so cute. I used her in 2 or 3 videos. I love this little girl. Such a good person. Right? So we have a lifestyle video, right? Showcasing the home, blah, blah, blah. The reason I brought children in this home is because it's a reverse floor plan. The master's upstairs or whatever, primary's upstairs. Downstairs, it was overpriced. Couldn't get them to the right price. Downstairs had all the secondary bedrooms. Upstairs had all the primary bedrooms. Right? So built a badass video. Little girl again. Right? So the first house, I wanted the kids to show that this could be a family-friendly house. We missed the mark on the marketing. What we should have done was had a professional that was a little bit elderly, just like the people selling. You guys, we fuck up too sometimes. Sometimes you fuck up. Like, it's just part of doing business. It is what it is, right? You don't give up. You just keep going. I realized when we didn't get that house sold, right, and we got fired, that we made a mistake with the marketing. This one's better, right? This one had no love in the house. They're going through a divorce. So I brought the kids in again. Right? And look at how, and look at how cute they are, right? And so we just flashed through the videos. Overwhelming proof. Another one, right? That house that we sold, this was built for parties. It had so much open, great space. So we showcased it as a party house. Overwhelming amount of proof that we are not the average agent. Each one of these videos, you guys, just so you know, were $10,000 apiece. Right? Each one of these actors was about $500 to $1,000 a pop. Right? Like, it's just money unless you don't have a strategy behind how to convert. This one we had 6 people in it. All right? If you guys aren't following me on IG, go follow me on IG. Right? Here's one from Molly. This thing had insane visibility. Right? This thing had insane visibility. Let's show you this little reel from Molly. I don't know why we don't have sound. Right? 176 likes, 71 comments. Do you think that when she goes and talks to her clients and shows this video, it's not going to just kill it for her? Of course it is. It has to. Look at that, 71 comments. Overwhelming amount of truth. A lot of people talk about social, but how do you show it? Just like this, right? Another video. I'm not going to show you this one, right? Where's the one from Jan at? Another lifestyle video, right? Jan's. Double click to interact. It's not double clicking to interact. Present.
You want to play a game? Heck yeah. What has 3 bedrooms, a lakeside park, and it's 15 minutes from Princeton Junction and downtown Trenton. No clue. What? That's right, Jen. 38 Colonial Lake Drive. And for under $500,000, it might be the best deal in New Jersey. Maybe the world.
How good is that hook? Right? This is the offer process. So if you're in a multiple offer, right? If you guys are in a multiple offer area, then you need to show how offers are going to be processed, right? This house was listed at $775. We sold it for $936. Can I walk you through how we did it? And then I could talk them through the what? The pricing strategies. We went with what's called an event-based pricing strategy so that we could drive traffic and make it more like packing sardines in a can. Can I share with you exactly what we did to get there? And at this point, do you think that there's any doubt that you are more superior than the average agent that they've been sitting through with for the last 12,000 presentations? Because they've probably met with 3 other people. Do you think at this point, oh, sorry, did I not show you guys the screen? Right, so you go from here, offer process. Did you guys see this one? So you go from here. Can I show you how we came to this conclusion and how we got so much traffic where we sold for 23% over list price and set the market top for this neighborhood, right? And look at the prices, you guys. Like, here's what's wild. Look at the offer prices: 775, 775, 875, 780, 877, and this guy just came out 936. You know why this guy came out 936? He actually picked up the phone and called me, and I told him exactly what to do. Because if you look down here, look at the earnest, look at where the best price is. I just put this in my spreadsheet. I was like, oh, the next price is 905. I don't like this agent. I didn't want to work with her. She's not very fun to work with. This dude was hilarious. He was cracking me up, cracking jokes. He said, well, where do I need to be at? 900? I said, hoo, bro. I was like, did your clients tell you how many people were in the open house? He said, they did. So what do you think it's going to take? He said, mid-9s? I said, mid-9s, like 950? He's like, oh, I don't think we can do that. He said, but I could probably do mid-9s like 920, 930. I was like, oh. That's all I said. He said, all right, Vic, let me talk to him. Give me 5 minutes. He came back with 936. Because you know why he came up with the 936? Chinese guy. Because he says, I want to beat the other offer by $1,000. He said, because I think you have a 935. Nope, the best offer was 905. All I said was this in my tonality. Oh. And he came back at 940. Do you think my people were ecstatic about that offer? Yes, she was. Yes, she was, because her mom needed the money to move into a retirement home. So we used this to get into this if necessary. Let me show you exactly what I did. Right? Do you guys think right here we've won the battle already? So, hey, before we talk about pricing, can we talk about pricing strategy? So before we talk about pricing, right, because they listed for $775 and they sold for $936. Before we talk about pricing, can we talk about market dynamics and pricing strategy? Yes, we would love to know what that means. Boom. Pricing strategy, and then we would talk about market dynamics, which is your hyper-local, regional, national, etc., neighborhood dynamics. And that, my friends, is how you win in 17 minutes or less. Because if you do that, you just beat everybody else, and you don't need to show a 36-point marketing plan. If you guys want us to analyze your business, if you guys want us to look under your hood, kind of see what you're doing or not doing, right, that's causing you to lose opportunities you should be winning, just book in with somebody on our team, right? Our team would love to talk to you guys about what's going on in your business, and if we can find some gaps, and we'll talk about next steps. You know, at least we'll give you some actual clarity about what you're doing or not doing, saying and not saying. That'll help you guys grow. Was the last 2 days valuable for you? Was it entertaining? Were there some eye-opening, like kind of heartwarming moments where you're like, holy crap, this is wild? I can't believe this dude's talking about suicide on a call with us. Did it make you think a little bit about your commitment to your future self? Did it make you think about what are you doing here and why are you doing it? You guys, Cody and I can do a lot of things with these lots of hours that we put into it. There's nothing more that we would want to do, though, than do this with you on a regular basis. There's absolutely nothing more than we would want to do than do this with you guys on a regular basis. We geek out to this shit all day long. How do we provide a better world-class experience? Everything we do is to give you guys a better experience. If you guys are looking for some help in your business, right? This is my sales pitch after 8 hours of talking. If you don't want to listen to it, tap out, totally fine. Book a call with somebody on our team and see if there's some things that you're doing that are causing you to not do what you want to do. And commit. Commit. Right? Whatever you do in this world, nothing happens until you take action. You can't get through it until you get through it. You don't just get through it. You got to push through it. And the only way to push through it is either by yourself, which is hard, or you do it with a group. If you want to go fast, go solo. If you want to go far, go together. If you guys could do us a favor, anywhere where you guys saw these advertisements or even if you guys want to do it on Google, we would love a review about your experience here. We'd love to see you at our live event. Just so you know, we're going to lose $15,000 at the live event, if not 20, by the time it's all said and done with meals, drinks, happy hours. By the time I'm done giving shit away, Cody's going to be like, bro, did you see the P&L? And we're totally excited about it because we want to serve this industry because we came from somebody who serves us at the highest level named Sharon. And he said, don't charge anything, give it away. He's like, I get it. You got to charge something. You're not $1 billion company. Even we charge something, but give it away as cheap as you can. And when they're there, give everything you can. And that's what we're going to do. Sharon's probably going to teleport in via Zoom. He hasn't been able to confirm the times yet, but he's going to try to teleport in via Zoom to do what Sharon does and share his magic hands. We've already paid for the AV, so we hope he can. And so if you guys want to partner with us, we don't look at this as anything less than a partnership. And sometimes we make mistakes in partnerships and we own our mistakes, right? So we're not perfect. But if you talk to our clients, they'll probably tell you that even though Vic's an asshole and he talks about going to the restroom way too much and he's a little bit of a nutcase, they actually give a shit about us and they respond to our messages. And we have Louisa here, who everybody should give a round of applause to. Are you? Oh, she's going to get on camera. Everybody say thank you to Louisa because she puts this whole thing together with Jessica and Cody. I do jack shit. Other than that, from my heart to your heart, I hope you guys felt the coherence of our hearts at the beginning of this 3 hours together. I hope you guys felt the energy that we created together. Even though we're apart, we went into the ethers and we created something special together over the last 2 days. Spread the love, share the knowledge, right? Spread the love, share the knowledge. The best people in the world, they don't come to learn, they come to create and they come to share. If you see somebody in this industry struggling, don't kick them in the face like everybody else is doing on the forums. Grab them by their shirt and grab them by their coattail, pick them up, dust them off and say, hey, fucking hang out with me, yo. Send them to our school dojo. We have a lot of free stuff in there. We do a lot of trainings in there, not like this one. This won't be in there, unfortunately. Maybe, I don't know. Some of the stuff is in there, but it's not going to be there. But remember, everything we do because we love one another. We love this industry. We protect this industry. We love people, which is why we're in a people-based business. And so don't go out there and kick somebody that's down. Go out there and dust them off and help them out. You're here because God put you here, or a higher source, or whatever you believe in, put you here because you're meant to help other people. And if we want to keep this industry alive, which I fucking love real estate and I love this industry, if we want to keep it alive, it's up to us to keep it alive because there's a lot of powers that be that want to take your commissions and shut your asses down and put you out of business. And I have a big heart for the solo agent. I have a huge passion to serve you guys because I feel that if we can fundamentally get every solo agent to 2 deals a month consistently, your lives change. 24 transactions a year, your life, for some of you guys, that's a kick in the bucket, and I get it. And for, like we have the Jans and the Mollies, and we have, a lot of you guys doing way more than that in this room. But for a lot of you, getting to 2 deals a month, your lives change. Your grandkids' lives change. Your retirement changes. Everything fundamentally in your life changes. And the funny thing is that when you learn what we teach, it's not that hard, but it does take effort. It does take work. Come from the heart. Like with Rambo and I will always forever love Rambo because he's in the gym. I'm wall balling it. He's like, bro, that's it. And I throw the ball against the wall. And Luisa 4 days later is like, why'd you get a $400 bill from? I'm like, Luisa, why'd I get a $400 bill from Virgin Hotel? She's like, put a hole in the wall. I was like, yeah, just let's not fight that one. And we created a bond that we will never forget. And it was worth $4,000. Go create those connections with people around you. Go be the light of the industry that you're in. Go be the beacon. Go be the leader because that is who you are. And with that, we're 30 minutes over today. Better than yesterday because I actually know what time it is now. I appreciate you. I love you. Go love on your industry because it's only up to you to keep it around for another 100 years. Or the powers that be are going to take us out and they are trying their best. So peace out, y'all.
Thank you.
See you guys later. That was fun. That was good. Somebody's got to tell the industry somebody's got to stand up for the industry. I love our industry. It sucks that they're fucking it up. Makes me sad. Makes me sad.